A lady who found a stray cat and took it in had no idea why the kitten kept becoming bigger. In any case, the X-rays provided a clear answer for the veterinarian who reviewed them. Animals on the streets are more prevalent in certain nations than others. Moreover, it is unusual to come across a stray animal in Sweden that has to fend for itself. That's why it was so surprising to one lady when she came across a little cat wandering about on its own, and she brought it home right away. This tale occurred in a Swedish village in 2018. A lady named Lynn Stein was moving about her day when an unforeseen event would alter the course of her life forever. Lowenstein set off on her daily stroll across the meadows near her house, following the same path she takes every day in order to take advantage of the sunny weather. She was enjoying the tranquility of the stroll and feeling quite pleased when something out of the ordinary occurred. Bit by little, Lowenstein heard a meow from the grass and became both curious and scared about what she could uncover. Lowenstein started looking for the cats in the grass, tracking the sound of their meows. The lady eventually unearthed a kitten hiding in the tall grass. She had never come across an abandoned animal before, and Lynn Stein immediately set out to find the little cat's owner. However, she saw no one else looking for a lost cat. The cat itself was filthy and unsightly, suggesting it had been living outside on its own for some time. A mother cat's absence was quite noticeable. There's only this furball ahead of Lowenstein. Lynn Stein, an animal enthusiast, was compelled to rescue the kitten from its solitary position on the grass. They couldn't leave it on its own since it was too young. Even the notion of harm coming to the fluffy tiny creature was too much for the compassionate lady. Although Lowenstein already had 2 cats at home, she decided to take the kitten in. Although it had a few ginger spots here and there, the lady thought the white kitten was among the most beautiful VLNs she'd ever seen. Their new pet would be known as Lotus, per her suggestion. At first glance, the kitten might have been mistaken for any other domestic cat. After making sure the animal was healthy after a wash and a checkup, the kitten quickly devoured the food Lowenstein offered it. This hunger indicated that it had been alone for some time. Although Lynn Stein's other cats were first wary of their new sibling, Lowenstein was relieved to see that they eventually warmed up to him. However, as the weeks passed and Lotus grew, Lynn Stein saw something extremely peculiar about the no longer little feline. He just kept becoming bigger and bigger. Soon he'd dwarf her other cats. All of them were fully grown. When Lowenstein saw how quickly Lotus was expanding, he became concerned. She wanted to make sure he was healthy, so she took him to the vet. She wondered whether the kind of cat itself was to blame for his apparently uncontrollable growth, or if there was anything that might be considered an emergency, like a cyst that was causing Lotus to bloat. She took him to the doctor in the hopes that he'd have some fascinating insights to share with Lowenstein once he examined the pet. To rule out interior issues, the vet first administered Lotus an X-rays. The veterinarian had a good idea of what was causing the cat's development at this point, but he needed to ensure that the cat was well enough to go home with its frightened owner before breaking the news. After a battery of tests and X-rays, the veterinarian broke the news to Lowenstein that the cat was healthy other from its abnormal size. Lotus was revealed to be a Maine Coon, recognized for its regal stature and kind demeanor. With their long flowing mane that frames their interesting face like just a lion's mane, Maine Coons are sometimes referred to as the gentle giants of domestic cats. Cat lovers all around the globe like these cats because of the special mystical quality that gives them. Maine Coons have European ancestry and are somewhat similar to the smaller but still formidable Norwegian forest cat. The general public, however, does not worry about these cats becoming hostile, a distinguishing characteristic that distinguishes them from their progenitor. When Dr. Lowenstein told her about the Norwegian wild cat kitten she had discovered in the meadows near her house, she was surprised. After all, one of these cats may get over $1,000 at auction. Astounded at the turn of events. After returning home with Lotus, Lowenstein continued to provide for and adore the cat as much as she had before. If people believed he was indeed a Norwegian wild cat and could safely be left in the forest, which is where they believed he belonged, the cat could have been discarded or left alone. Fortunately, As the weeks progressed and Lotus continued to develop, Lynn Steiner became increasingly glad to rescue the tiny kitten. The physical changes and maturation of his appearance astounded Lowenstein. He has been likened as a little lynx by several observers, said Lowenstein's Lotus mother to the dodo. He has the appearance of a little lion, according to some observers. Insofar as accuracy goes, they wouldn't be too far off, given adult Maine Coons may reach weights of above 30 pounds 13. It weighs 6 kilos and may grow to a stunning 100 centimeters in length. Soon after saving the stunning cat, Lowenstein made him an Instagram account so that everyone could appreciate his beauty. To this day, it shows no signs of slowing down. Now almost 40 years old, Lotus tips the scales at a hopping 22 pounds 10 kilos. And when he lays out, he can easily occupy the whole couch, arm to arm. McGee, a verse huge, is seen as just a little bigger than usual, which is a surprise. Given that Lotus is almost the same size as a human, he weighs far less than 30 pounds. His mother has made a few modifications to the house, mostly to the bathroom. Lotus does his business in a huge plastic storage container, rather of a standard cat litter pan. Lotus, unlike many cats, who like their independence and the ability to wander at their own choice, must travel in Lindstein's automobile in a huge dog box rather than a cat carrier because he is too big. Lotus is happiest when he is able to wear a cat collar and go on outings with his master. When they first encounter him, most people and pets give off an excited vibe. According to Lindstein, a lot of people just assume he's a canine. Fortuitously, he gets along well with everyone. Lotus is lucky to have the opportunity to go to many beautiful locations with his family thanks to his current residence in Sweden, from taking long walks in the woods to lounging in a green garden. His Instagram account, Lotus the Maine Coon, has over 300,000 followers, and his popularity as a traveler and outdoor enthusiast among cats seems to be on the rise. Numerous pictures document his time spent with friends and family, at home or on the road. Lindstein considers herself really fortunate to have discovered Lotus, and she has zero regrets about her decision. Holy cow, that's a great tale. Being the proud owner of such a unique feline is something I can only fantasize of. If your house cat continued getting bigger, what would you do? Furthermore, he discovered, really, this kind of cat is enormous. Have you made up your mind to retain it? Leave a comment if you want me to respond. A like and a subscribe will ensure you never miss a chance to see another incredible video. Your attention is much appreciated. We'll talk to you soon.